This workout is for you, specifically to tone your special areas. So I want you to go and grab a hand towel, something that is about this long, and you're going to place it into your hands. If it's a short towel, you're going to fold it and grab corner to corner so that we can tone it up. So I know you have one of these at home. So I want you to grab that towel, and when you're holding it, I want you to keep the wrist nice and strong, and you're going to pull the towel equally and have resistance through your arms. Lift up your chest, pull your abs in tight, and you're engaging all of your muscles. Okay? We're going to tone up your body in the most efficient use of your time to really target those trouble zones. Okay? So this is a total body workout. I want you to go ahead, take your legs or first, put the towel in your hand, pull the towel as tight as you possibly can, lift up your chest, and I want you to engage your abdominals. So you're going to bend your knees. Take the towel into your hands, pull your abs in tight, reach up overhead, exhale as you release down. Keep the towel tight, lift down, and one more, lift up, and then bring the knees bent and start to bend from side to side. As you're doing this, you're keeping the towel as tight as you possibly can to keep the tension into the arms. Make sure that nothing in the lower body is moving, just bending from side to side with your waistline. And then from here, let's go right into waist twist. So start to twist from side to side. Again, keep your knees nice and soft and let your body rotate around to warm up through the torso. Again, you're pulling the towel as tight as you possibly can. Keep the chest lifted. And then we'll take it into warming up the lower body. So you'll take it into a lateral lunge while you rotate from side to side. Again, you're pulling the towel as tight as you can. One leg will go straight while the other stays bent. Push the hips back as much as you can. And then let's take it right back up into waist twists again. Keep the knees bent as you rotate from side to side. This is such a nice movement because it warms up your torso and your arms at the same time. Now let's go right into a curtsy lunge and reach overhead. As you do this, make sure your knees and toes are in the same direction. Pull the towel tight as you reach up and back to lengthen through your torso, through your arms, and you're getting a nice activation of the lower body as well. This works right into our hips. So keep reaching, and you're just taking this from side to side. As you do this, make sure that you're following and tracking the knee so that you keep it nice and safe. 2 more times, and then we're going to hold this into a stationary lunge with a side bend. So lean to the side as you bend the knees down. Again, make sure the knee and the toes are tracking. This is such a nice stretch for your waistline as well as activation of your core. And let's go into a rotation from this point too. So keep the lunge going and rotate over that knee. Again, the tighter you pull the towel, the more activation you'll feel in the arms as well as the waist. Now bend down to the ground for bend and stretch. I want you to place all of your weight into the front heel so that you really feel the leg activating and strengthening as well as stretching through the hamstring and glute. Bring your body all the way up and come into a plie position. Knees follow the toes and place the towel behind your head. Bend the knees and you're going to pulse straight down and up. Again, the towel is as tight as you possibly can make it, and you're lowering and lifting the body, tracking the knees over the toes. As you do this, activate the inner thighs and squeeze the glutes as you stand. From right here, you're going to hold a plie all the way down and side bend from side to side. Lengthening through the torso, activating through your core, and using the towel to keep your torso lifted. From here, we'll go into torso circles. This is so nice because it's moving your body in a spiraling fashion to activate every angle of your abdominals. Be sure to keep your knees bent so that you have all of the motion occurring in your upper body. Now reverse the direction and circle the other way. Focus on your breath as you exhale down as if you're doing a standing crunch. Use the towel to keep your posture. Now let's take it to the other side for our curtsy lunge and side bend. So find your stationary lunge, and you're going to take that into a side bend to work through your torso. Pull the towel as tight as you can, track the knee over the toes, keep your body lifted, exhale as you bend. Now keep your lateral lunge and take it into the twist. Rotate over the front knee. Keep your spine lifted tall, pull the towel as tight as you possibly can. That'll give you the most activation. And now we'll take it into our bend and stretch. Lengthen through the leg, activating through the glute. Place all of the weight into the front heel. So you really want to keep the knee in line with the toes. Keep the chest down onto the thigh, and then bring your body back up into your plie. We're going to pull the towel as tight as we can and pulse it up and down. So this will create tension that's consistent in our body while you're holding a deep plie squat for your inner thighs, glutes, and hamstrings. So keep your torso lifted, hips are tucked under. Keep pulling the towel and bring it up towards your chest. Look down at your wrist, make sure it's a nice long line. And then from right here, let's bring it up a little bit higher so you're about eye level. Now this movement is occurring from the shoulder joint, not from the wrist or the elbow. Now keep your plie and go into lat pull downs. As you do this, pull the towel to the top of your chest, keep your spine nice and long, keep your core engaged, and you're going straight down and straight up while activating through the upper back muscles. Keep it low and start to pulse it out. Little tiny short movements so that you activate in between the shoulder blades. The tighter you pull the towel, the more you're going to feel this in your upper back muscles. Hold it down, reach the arms all the way up, stretch, and go into lateral lunge with outer thigh lift. As you do this, you're lunging to one side, placing the hips back, lift the leg and the arms overhead. This will work your outer thighs as well as your shoulders. And let's do one more, and let's go into the other side. Lateral lunge, outer thigh lift. Really focus on lifting the legs so you can feel the activation in your outer thigh and glute. Pull the towel tight. I will keep reminding you, the tighter that you pull, the more you're going to feel the activation and it routes right back to your core. Now keep your legs together, squat down, bring the arms out, and pulse again. As we do this, keep the arms about chest level below your chin. Sink down into the squat as low as you can and start to pulse. Try to get the hips down as low as you can with the weight placed into your heels. Curl the towel into the hands so that you have a bicep curl. And as you do the bicep curl, you're pulling the arms from side to side to keep that tension so that you route it back into the biceps. Keep the hips low as you pull into the squat as well. And then right from here, we'll go right into punches. So reach the arms up, keep the tension in the biceps, feel the arms, the shoulders, the hips, the core, and reach up and stretch and release it back down. Now this time, take the towel behind you and pull it from side to side. Lift up through the chest and balance on one leg. Lift the leg up and down to activate through the glutes. So keep it as long as you possibly can. Now the more tension you have in through the arms, you'll feel this elongation through the triceps, but it'll also help keep your balance, and it works your core. Now keep your balance, bend the knee, and press up for a glute lift. You're leaning with your heel to activate through the glutes. Now hold the position, turn the knee out to the side for an attitude lift. So this just works a different angle of your glute muscles. Again, you're pulling the towel, that helps keep your balance and your chest lifted. Now hold the position and start to pump just the arms. So as you're lifting up and down, you're really lengthening through the backs of those muscles to activate through your triceps. Now we'll add both the arm and the leg, slowing down the tempo. So everything is lifting up and down, working through that glute again, really fatiguing the leg that you're standing on. Now before we go to the other side, let's take it into some waist twists to shake it out. Keep your knees slightly bent and you're rotating from the torso. Now let's go to the other side. Take the towel behind you, pull it tight, lift up through the chest and balance on the leg. Lifting the leg up and down, pull the towel tight to keep that torso lifted, core engaged, and triceps lengthened. Bend the knee and start to pump the heel, activating through your glutes. And now we turn the knee out to the side for the attitude lifts. This works that different angle of the glute, so really try to keep a small range of motion. Now keep the position and just pump the arms. Working into the back sides of the triceps, opening up through the chest, and balancing on the leg. Now put both together, arms and legs lifting up and down. So it's one continuous motion, working the entire body, stabilizing through your core. Let's bring it all the way back, take a deep stretch overhead, curtsy to one side, pull the towel to feel your triceps stretch, and then go to the other side. Stretching is just as important as the exercise itself. So we're ready to go down to the floor. So position yourself onto all fours with your shoulders on top of your wrists and your hips on top of your knees for a quadruped position. Bring one leg up into 90 and start to pulse it up, leading with your heel. This will activate through your glutes. So you want to keep the upper body nice and stable. Core is engaged at all times and relax your shoulders. And now we'll go into hip circles. So you want to make a complete circle leading with the knee, rotating around from the hip joint. So keep the knee bent, and try to trace a circle, finding the area that you have a lot of weakness in. So that's what we're trying to strengthen, but moving the hip in all angles of motion. And now we reverse the direction. So again, we're making that complete circle, trying to find the area that has a little bit of weakness and really tone in that area. Diagonally cross the leg and lift it straight out. So we're crossing, squeezing the inner thighs, and then lengthening out to activate through the hamstring and glutes. Again, keep your upper body as still as possible. Next, we transition into side kneeling. So position one hand behind the head, extend the leg, and lift it up and down, leading with the side of the heel. As you do this, you have one straight line from your hip down to your ankle, and you're keeping your torso still with your core activated. Keep your body balanced. And now from here, we'll go right into the muffin top area. So place both hands onto the floor, rotate the leg back behind you into a back attitude. Lift your chest up and turn so that you can look at the foot as it pulses up and down. Now this is a twisted motion, so your body's a little contortioned so that you can feel the area that you want to feel, which is the top of that muffin top. Not that you even have a muffin top, but that's the angle of the area that you want to feel this in. So keep your body lifted, twisted, chest is up, and keep pulsing the leg up and down. Now a few more of these, and then we'll take it into opposition elbow to knee. So go back into all fours, extend out the leg and your opposite arm. Bring your elbow in towards the knee, and then extend out long. As you extend, contract the glute and lengthen through the hamstring. You'll bring the elbow all the way in and all the way out. Stretch it as long as you possibly can, getting a nice long line. Contract the abdominals each time as well. Now from right here, place the hand down onto the floor and come into a plank position. You have a long line from your head to your heels. Keep your shoulders on top of your wrists and your nose in front of your fingers. Keep your core engaged as well. Now shift your body forward and back for plank rocks. Keep your body in that plank position at all times with your core engaged. The nose comes in front of the fingertips. One knee in towards the arm and start to ring the bell from side to side. So the knee goes from right to left, and it stays as tight to the arms as possible. The knee to one arm and pulse towards the elbow. So that knee's on the outside of the arm. And now we'll take it diagonally to the opposite arm. So now we're working in through the obliques, rotating through the body, and again keeping the long plank. Go back into a down dog stretch, lengthen out through the muscles, bend one knee, and then bend the other. Come back into your plank position, keeping your core engaged and long from your head to your heels. Lift up your other leg and bring it in towards the elbow for pulses. The leg is outside the arm, tapping towards the elbow. Now bring it diagonally across for your elbow taps. Keep it really tight and activated. Drop the knee down and we'll lift elbow to knee. Lengthen out through the leg and activate through the hamstring and glutes, creating a nice long line of the body. And from right here, place your body back into quadruped, both hands down, and lift the leg up and down behind you. Now this leg can either be straight or we can bend it again and lead with the heel. And now we take it into hip circles, making a complete circle, leading with the knee, and the action is from the hip joint. So trying to find the weakest angle of the hip joint to tone it up and gain strength there. And reverse your direction. Taking it all the way around, finding the weakest link again. This is a great toner for our hips. And from right here, take it into diagonal glute lifts. So cross it over, squeeze the inner thighs, then lengthen the leg. As you do this, keep your torso long, your core engaged, your nose in front of your fingers, and no movement in the upper body, just from the lower body. And now we'll take it into the twisted glute lift. So rotate your body around, bend the knee into an attitude, and start to pulse it up. Now the key here is to keep your chest lifted and look towards that foot. So it's an awkward position, but if you get into the angle right, you will feel this right where you want to feel it, and that's right at the muffin top area, the part that hangs over the pants, which you do not have, but this is the angle that we're working towards. Keep lifting, Keep pulsing, and then change your body into that side kneeling position and lift the leg up and down. So now the leg is elongated and we're working through the outer thighs, stabilizing with our torso, keeping our core engaged. And let's go ahead into a nice deep stretch. Lengthen out through the hamstrings. So we're rocking forward into our runner's lunge, back into our hamstrings. And then let's change sides. Runner's lunge, opening up through the hip flexors and then through our hamstrings. Lift your chest and press back into the hips. And now we're ready for some ab work. So come all the way down, roll through your spine as you articulate all the way back. Place your hands behind your head, lift your legs into 90 and start to pulse. As you do this, press your lower back into the ground at all times so there's no arching occurring. Lift up through your torso with the lower body as well. Now from right here, we'll go into bicycles. So keep your chest lifted and bicycle through the legs. As you extend the leg, contract the thigh and bring the opposite knee in. Now add your twist. Keep the torso lifting and press the lower back into the ground. Lengthen through the legs. Really try to get into the obliques. Now pick up your pace. Keep twisting, keep twisting, keep twisting. And we'll go into a combo. So now you press in to 2 crunches, extend the legs out, open and close. Bring it in, pulse 2 times, extend, open the legs, close. Pulse up, extend, open, close. Keep the chest lifted, 2 times pulse, extend, open, close. Twice more, 2 pulses, extend, open, close. Last time pulse, pulse, extend, open, close. Bring the knees in and you're gonna lift the hips up and start to shake the hips from side to side. I call these hip swivels. The lower back is off about an inch and a half. The legs are glued together and you're just rotating or shaking the hips from side to side to really feel this in your obliques. So keep your body lifted, keep it going, keep shaking those hips from side to side. Keep going, keep going, keep going, shake it hard. This one you should really be able to feel into those obliques. So really put your mind into where you want to feel the exercise. Keep going, you're almost there. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Crunch and extend. So bring the arms in, extend out. As you do this, press the lower back into the ground, keep the torso lifted, and you'll come into rock and roll. So you're gonna roll through the spine, lengthen up into a V sit. And as you do this, you're articulating through the spine, finding a small momentum, but really articulating and activating through your core. So get ready, you're gonna hold this, hold it up, stay, lift your chest, and rotate your body from side to side for a seated V twist. Keep focusing on your obliques. Let the knees go opposite of the shoulders. Squeeze the knees and the feet, keep rotating, keep your body lifted. Keep drawing the navel in, exhale each time you twist, and keep focusing on those obliques. Nice job. Bring the knees in for a little hug, and let's roll all the way down to our back and finish out some glutes. So feet are on the ground, knees in, toes in, heels out. Lift your hips up into bridge and start to pump the hips up and down. As you do this, you want to keep your hips as level as possible to really activate those inner thighs and feel this activation through the glutes and hamstrings. Press the arms into the ground as well for stability. Now from here, we'll take this into hip circles. Make a big complete circle, keeping the knees glued together. And reverse the direction. Back into glute lifts, up and down. Squeeze the knees tight, weight is into your heels, hips are level, and your core is engaged. Now we'll change your position again, bring your heels together. Change your position, heels together, knees out into a diamond shape for glute lifts. Now as you lift up, open the knees out to the side to feel the wrap around in through the glutes for that nice shaped area. Keep lifting, press the arms into the ground, weight is in your heels, core is engaged, hold it up there, really activate and squeeze, and then pulse it again. Open, open, open. So keep your hips up as high as you can get them, open up the knees, feeling the glutes, and then bring the feet together, extend one leg. You'll kick the leg up, and as you do this, flex the foot back so that you can really feel the hamstring elongation. And then if you can, lift the hip up even higher. So it's a kick and lift, kick and lift. Keep going. And then let's change sides. Kick and lift, and lift. Lift the hips up even higher as you kick. Feel the stretch, but feel the activation. That's it. 2 more. And bring the feet and the knees together. Lift the hips up and down for parallel bridge lifts. Press the weight into your heels. A few more of these, we'll go back into the diamond glute lift. So open up the knees, press the knees open, and lift the hips at the same time. This is it. Make it good. Press it up and lift and release. Bring the knees into the chest and we'll stretch for a little recovery. Take one leg out and pull the other into the chest. Cross it over for a torso rotation to release through the lower back and the hip. Now let's change sides. Bring the other knee in, rotate across the body, feeling a nice torso rotation. Bring both legs into your chest and roll your body up to seated. Flip it around and we'll come into a down dog. So extend out through the legs, bend one leg, elongating the other, and then switch sides. And we'll go into a kneeling runner's lunge with an overhead reach. So one leg is forward. You can grab that towel and place it into your hands, pulling it tight, opening up through the chest, the torso, through the shoulders, as well as the hip flexor. And then leaning back, you can place a towel around your foot, pulling back to feel the elongation through your hamstrings. Press the knee out to the side to feel your hip flexor and inner thigh, and you'll lean the opposite direction of the knee. Carefully come all the way back and we'll go to the other side for a deep runner's lunge. Reach up overhead, arch your spine, feel the stretch through your hip flexor, your chest, your shoulders. Lean back, feel it through your hamstrings. Wrap the towel around and pull those toes back. Open up through your hip flexor and your inner thigh. And it's so very important to stretch your muscles after you work them so hard. Transition back up into standing for forward fold. Place the towel behind you into your hands. Arms are straight, lean forward, and then you'll rotate to one side to open up through the chest, the shoulders, the backs of the legs. Go to the opposite side. And then bring it back to the center. Slowly bend the knees and roll your body all the way up. Take the towel into your hands, reach up overhead, stretch and open up through the chest, and release it back down. Amazing job, you did it. You got through it, and you worked every single muscle group efficiently in a short amount of time. Every time you do this, you will get stronger, so never lose sight of your goals. Love to you.